Hi guys, James Sane here. So today's video is about can you get the portrait mode in video when using the iPhone 12? And so the answer is yes, if you have an iPhone 12 Pro Max and you use the app Protake. So traditionally I've used a different app in filming on the iPhone. It was Filmic Pro, which I like a lot. But the Protake has the ability to get this video mode. So traditionally I shoot on the Canon 90D on the Sigma Art 18-35 lens, shoot at f1.8. I like that nice blurred background. So we'll take a look at the Canon 90D inside, and this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max shooting inside the studio. And we'll take a look at some recordings outside as well. So now on the Protake app, you have a couple of choices when shooting in this portrait mode. And right now I'm just using all the cameras to achieve this portrait mode. And this is f4. And we'll take a look at some different f-stops. But the reason that you might want to use all the cameras instead of the Lidar is because it has camera stabilization. When you use the Lidar only, you give up image stabilization, which is not a particular problem here because the camera is on a tripod. All right, so we're taking a look at the Protake Portrait versus the Sigma Art. Well, the Sigma Art on the Canon with the face tracking, it wins every time. Now, in Portrait Pro, you can use Lidar and you can change the f-stop. Now, Lidar is always better than visual. Lidar uses the Lidar mode, and visual just uses all the cameras on the back of the phone. Lidar does better at getting the face in focus, unless, like here, the microphone, it wants to focus on the microphone. And when you're using the Lidar in visual mode, you have to use the back of the cameras, the back of the phone's cameras, because it needs to use all the cameras at one time. So you can't see, you don't have it in selfie mode, so you can't see if it's actually in focus unless you have somebody standing back there. Like here, I can stand back and tell if I'm having a focus problem. This is Lidar at f4.0, and it's better than 2, but it's not perfect. Sometimes, like the back of her head's getting out of focus on 2.0. So I think even with Lidar f2.0, the depth of field's too shallow. Looking at the Sigma Art, much better on the face tracking. And then the visual 2.0 versus the Lidar is just like the top of her head's out of focus, her left ear's completely out of focus. So Lidar is much better than visual. The trade-off is you have to have you have to have your camera, your phone stabilized probably on a tripod. So now looking at visual mode f4.0, again, the depth of field is too shallow. Now here's where it gets the best. So this is the best Lidar using f8.0. So this does a great job of keeping my face in focus as opposed to visual. You can see the hair on the top of my head's going out of focus. So Lidar is much better than visual. And here we go with Lidar shooting at f6.3, just to give you an example. So that worked pretty well. It's not quite as good as f8, and f5.6 is even worse than f6.3. iPhone 12 Pro Max using the Protake camera app shooting Lidar at f8. So some of the other f-stops, the depth of field, it's not perfect. The top of the forehead can be blurry, the hair can be blurry. So we'll take a look and see using Lidar, is it better than visual? All of these videos have been mounted on a tripod. So hopefully this f8 gives a little better depth of field on the subject compared to the visual mode, but still maintaining that blurred background. So sometimes the Lidar, like if you have something in the foreground, and I think it's a challenge for all, if you're talking and you have something up here, it sometimes shifts focus. So it's certainly nowhere great, fantastic face tracking. Hopefully that'll be the next upgrade, but we'll see. Alright guys, so closing this video out, this is on the iPhone using the Lidar, getting a shallow depth of field. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up to help my channel. And if you found the information helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss when the next video comes out. Alright guys, thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.